Hey, Sally. What an awful girl you are. I can't believe you didn't inform us about your marriage.
What, Mom? How did you find out?
You'll have to try harder if you want to keep a secret. You told your grandma about it, right? I just went to visit her today. Then I found your letter informing her of your marriage. What a surprise!
No kidding. You've been pestering Grandma for money again? Didn't I tell you not to do that anymore?
Shut up. I have my own reasons, and you have no right to tell me what to do. You have no filial piety and didn't even tell your parents you were getting married.
What part of me has no filial piety? I didn't contact you because I thought you wouldn't want to hear from me. I didn't think you'd be interested in my marriage.
Huh?
You never showed interest in me since I was little. The only person you cared about was my little sister, Brooklyn. You never even prepared my dishes as to show me how uninterested you were in me.
What's with that attitude? You make it sound as if I've only taken care of Brooklyn.
That's the truth, isn't it? Or have you forgotten about your parenting days? You never celebrated my birthday and kicked me out of the house after I graduated high school, giving me no choice but to give up college. I remember everything you did to me. That's why I thought you wouldn't be interested in my marriage.
You've become so cocky. So what if I didn't cook you meals or celebrate your birthday? You still had food and a place to sleep. I can't believe you're acting like that towards your mother who raised you up.
Raised me up? No, that was just neglecting. I don't owe you anything. It's no wonder such a mother wasn't informed of her daughter's marriage. I'm just gonna live the way I want. You're not interested in me anyway, so stay out of my life.
You really are a cheeky girl, but you're right. I'm not interested in you at all. But that doesn't mean I'm not interested in your fiancé. I hear he's a very nice guy.
What?
I read your letter to Grandma. It said he's very kind. I also saw the photo that you enclosed. He's quite handsome.
You're kidding me. I can't believe you even read the letter.
After that, I did some research. I found out that your fiancé graduated from a prestigious university and he already makes $100K a year. He seems to be working at a generous company.
I can't believe you even looked up his income.
A girl like you does not deserve such a nice guy like him. So, hand over your fiancé to your sister. You'll have to break up with him.
What?
I've been teaching you since you were little, haven't I? Children shouldn't disobey their parents. So, this is a final decision.
You've got to be kidding me. Don't push me around any more than you already have.
Oh, I'm not pushing you around. I'm always acting for the sake of my children.
Huh?
Brooklyn says she's delighted to have found a nice man to marry. As a mother, I'm happy that my child is happy.
Are you trying to say that Brooklyn is your only child?
You don't even consider me as your child anymore. Well then, break up with him ASAP. Otherwise, Brooklyn won't be able to marry him.
Henry, please. If my parents or my sister ever try to contact you, I want you to ignore them.
What's going on all of a sudden?
I think I've told you before, but I don't have a good relationship with my mother and sister. They found out about our marriage and told me to break up with you. And they were saying stupid things like having you marry my sister. So please, Ignore all contact from anyone claiming to be my mother and sister. And if they send you texts or emails, just forward everything to me.
So, what if they already contacted me? Should I forward you all the texts between me and your mother so far?
What?
Sorry, Sally. Actually, your mother and sister have already contacted me. And I've decided to marry Brooklyn instead of you. I was wondering when to reveal the news to you, so it's good that you contacted me.
Hey, wait a minute. They already contacted you? And you're marrying my sister? This has to be a joke.
I wouldn't joke about something like this. I'm breaking up with you and marrying Brooklyn. It's like a dream come true to marry such a pretty girl.
Oh no. You're leaving me to marry my sister? Do you know what you're doing?
You would never think your fiancé would betray you like this. But I was only marrying you for money to begin with. So I don't feel bad at all.
What? What do you mean for money? I thought you really loved me.
I liked you enough to go out with you, but let's break up. Anyone who would go out with the CEO of their own company would marry for money.
What?
I just wanted to get married and become a full-time house husband. Then the CEO took interest in me. I was so happy when I was lucky enough to go out with you.
Then what about those things you have been saying to me? That you wish to support me, both at work and at home. You said we can work together to expand the business more.
Of course, I just said that to get married. You're really good at your job, but you're useless at everything else. You seem to be happy to hear lines from a cheap romance movie.
Huh?
But I never expected you to have such a beautiful sister. She's graceful, exactly the kind of woman I'd want as my wife.
How can you continue to be like that? You switched to my sister, but I'm the CEO of your company. I shall not let you keep your current position.
I'd be happy to get fired. I'd been prepared for that, so I don't have a problem with it. I have a rich mother-in-law and a beautiful fiancé. I don't need you anymore, boss.
What? Rich mother-in-law?
Your father, who died of illness, was very healthy, wasn't he? It looks like they still have a lot of money that he left as an inheritance. Now I can live happily ever after with my lovely wife without working. If they're both rich, I'd rather have a pretty, mild-mannered young girl than a bossy CEO.
I'm sorry for being bossy. Fine, have it your way. Get married or whatever.
I'm going to marry her even if you don't tell me. Well then, thank you for all you've done for me. I'm going to enjoy the rich house husband life I've always wanted.
Did you see the photo I just sent you?
Nice restaurant, don't you think? Henry, Brooklyn, and I are going to enjoy a fancy lunch together. And during lunch, we're going to plan the wedding. We're hoping to have the wedding within a few months. Wow, they're getting married so soon? Congratulations.
You finally understand where you stand. That's nice of you to congratulate them.
Huh?
You shouldn't have tried to marry before Brooklyn. And plus, to an elite guy who you didn't deserve. I'll never allow you to become happy.
I've been meaning to ask you, why do you hate me so much? Did I do something to make you loathe me that much? I know Brooklyn's cute, but the way you treat us is too different.
The mere existence of you is enough to piss me off. You look just like your father who left me and passed away so early. He promised to make me happy for the rest of my life, and never trouble me financially. But he suddenly got sick and died. I hate him for breaking his promise and making me suffer.
What? That's the reason you hate me so much? Moreover, Dad left you a fortune, didn't he? He left you an inheritance of millions of dollars. That's more than enough to live on without working.
Maybe enough for an average person, but not for me. I need at least several times that amount.
Oh.
That's why I hate your father, and I hate you for resembling him. You have a problem with that?
You're so unreasonable. I don't know what to say.
Then shut up for the rest of your life. I hate you, and your fiancé belongs to Brooklyn now. He's an elite guy, and I'll let him marry your sister. You should marry some poor guy that suits you.
I'm going to fire him.
What?
He said he's fine with being fired, so I'm firing him as of today. Congratulations again on your lovely daughter's marriage to an unemployed elite. I wasn't sure if I should fire him for this kind of thing. But thanks to you, Mom, I was able to make the decision. I don't want anything to do with you guys ever again, so I'm firing him.
What do you mean fired? What gives you the right to do that? Don't talk nonsense just because you're upset that your fiancé was stolen from you.
It's not nonsense. I'm his employer. So, I have every right to fire him.
What? You're his employer?
Actually, I'm the CEO of the company Henry works for. I run a company that can pay $100K a year to an employee who graduated from a prestigious university.
I can't believe it.
You have no interest in me, so it's no surprise that you don't know. Only Grandma knows I started my own company. Of course, I made sure she wouldn't tell you guys.
What? Are you really the CEO? But you only graduated high school. You didn't go to college, but you're running a company?
Anyone can start a business even without going to college. I just wanted to be like my late father. That's why I worked so hard to get where I am today.
What?
Even without going to college, I worked my ass off to get here. Someday, I wanted to run a company like Dad, and wanted to become wealthy on my own. I didn't want to be like you, who could only devour Dad's money. That's why I worked so hard to make my company this big.
Oh no! I never thought you had such talent.
I guess I inherited not only Dad's face, but also his business talent. Thank God I resemble Dad.
By the way, how much money do you make? Enough to give Henry $100K a year? I'm sure you, the CEO, make a fortune too.
It's not that impressive, but I do make a decent amount of money. Last year, it was roughly $2 million. It's more than enough money to live comfortably by myself.
2 million?
It must be a huge amount of money for you, I guess. I heard from Grandma that you used up Dad's inheritance. You never spent any money on me, but how could you use up millions of dollars this quickly, just for the living expenses of 2 people? It's a shame.
Shut up! Don't get carried away just because you run a company. I don't care if you make $2 million a year. We have Henry now. As long as he can earn money, it's good.
Oh, did you already forget what I told you a few minutes ago? That Henry is an employee of my company and he's already been fired. What kind of life is it to have an unemployed person supporting you? It's none of my business, but I hope you enjoy it.
What should I do, Sally? I never thought they would fool me. Your mother was not wealthy at all. Your mother and sister are both just spendthrifts. They've never worked in their lives and they have no savings at all. I married the wrong person completely.
What? Don't tell me you've already had the wedding.
They revealed the truth after the marriage certificate was filed. They said, "From now on, you're going to support us." I thought I could live with their money, so I was enjoying these few months having fun without looking for a job. Now they're forcing me to get a job at a good paying company. Plus, they said they'll pay half the wedding fee, but now they're saying they can't.
Wow, they're crazy. But I can't believe you couldn't see through their lies all these months.
What the hell? I thought it was good living separately until the wedding so that I could enjoy my bachelor days, but that was a mistake. I trusted them since they're your family after all, even if you guys don't get along. My dream of becoming a house husband is gone.
I'm so sorry for ruining your excitement. It looks like those two have used up my father's inheritance. They dress up nicely and know nice restaurants, but it's only on the outside that's nice. Their personalities are the worst.
Oh, hey, you haven't hired someone to take up my position yet, have you? I'm not going to ask you to get back together with me, but can you at least hire me at my previous position again? I'll do my best to make up for the lost time.
I'm sorry, but we don't need you. Do you think I would hire an employee who can easily betray the boss? A company is not a charity. We don't need people who don't benefit the company and the CEO. Plus, I just hired the perfect person to work in your previous position.
No!
Well then, take care of my mother and sister.
Long time no see, sis. How have you been?
It's rare to hear from you, Brooklyn. You never talk to me, always hiding behind Mom, making fun of me.
Oh, well, I just wanted to let you know that this whole thing was Mom's idea, and I didn't know Henry was your fiancé.
You really didn't know?
Yes, I had no clue, so I hope you can forgive me.
Assuming you really didn't know, why would you want me to forgive you? You just want to feel less guilty by hearing me say I forgive you?
I'd be happy if you could support me along with your forgiveness. You're the CEO of a company, so you must earn a lot of money. It'd be easy for you to pay for my living expenses, right? You must feel lonely living alone in a big house, so I can move into your house.
Huh?
In exchange for your support, I'll work a little too. I'll be your secretary. So, what do you say? Let's live together as sisters.
How can you make such a ridiculous proposal? You and Mom used to make fun of me all the time. And what about Mom and Henry?
I'm sorry I couldn't protect you when we were little, but I've always regretted it. I'm ashamed of always obeying Mom's orders, but you're really amazing, unlike me. I admire you for not being discouraged and working hard, becoming a CEO of your own company.
I admire you too. How can you come up with all those lies? Maybe you should become an actress.
What do you mean?
I know it was all intentional to steal my fiancé. I have proof too.
What? Proof?
Grandma has been troubled by salespeople lately. That's why she keeps a camera and a voice recorder at the door. And she also happened to record your conversation when you guys visited her. She recorded the conversation when Mom found my letter.
What?
My sister's getting married? That's hilarious. He's handsome in this photo. I think I'm a better match, so I shall marry him instead of Sis. That's what you said, remember? I can't believe Grandma recorded us. I can't believe what an awful bitch you have become. Mom trained you well to become just like her, I guess. After betraying your sister, next, you betray your mother and husband? And on top of that, you want me to hire you as my secretary? You want to move into my house? No way!
Wait. But it's true, we're all having a hard time making ends meet. Mom and I have never worked a day in our lives. All we know is how to spend money, not how to earn money.
That's none of my business. Why don't you just go borrow money then?
If we do that, it will only increase our debt.
If you don't like that, you'd better learn to live modestly and start searching for a job. You've been living luxuriously for a long time, so now it's time for you to work hard to make up for it. Now, if you'll excuse me, please don't ever contact me again. Soon after that, I deleted all their numbers, blocked their texts and emails, and told the security guards to not let them in even if they come to the company. My grandma lived alone, so I had her move into my house with me. As expected, my mom and sister went to my grandma's house to beg for money. However, her house had already been sold off, and I changed her number so that they couldn't reach her anymore. I heard that they collapsed to their knees in despair. As for Henry, the situation was so bad that he had no choice but to explain the truth to his parents of what had happened. You said you were dumped by Sally, the CEO of the company, but that was a lie? Even though you were engaged to Sally, you cheated with her sister, and now Sally fired you and you're unemployed? What are you doing? You are such a disgrace. We shall cut ties with you, they said, and now he has no one to rely on. Now those three live in a small old apartment. My mom and sister say they can't work with low salaries, so they still haven't applied for any job. But they are still unable to lower their standard of living, so the debts are increasing rapidly.